Hello there viewers, Sun Service here, back with more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts as, you guessed it, the Japanese. Now we got 2 turns left on Issei and Sinisoku. Their refits were begun in the next episode, last episode, sorry, and I did a turn on since then. Yeah, unfortunately the Soviets are going to get another province with oil. That's horrible. Oh well. It just means places we can take off them in future war, I guess. Now we got Dreadnought 3 and 4 available now. I don't know if we're going to be able to use them or not because, do remember, we've converted over to a fast fleet in terms of our doctrinal stuff. So we might not actually be having those ships the way they are. I could pull the Fukushimas up to 28 knots now, which is same as the other cruisers, which is good for the Fukushimas because we really struggled with trying to get these ships actually up to any form of decent speed. But the new advent of the full oil driven engines has now made it that we can finally get the Fukushimas the way we wanted the Fukushima, well, way Alpharus wanted the Fukushima, or closer to how we wanted it. Now, I'm going to just put more into bulkheads. Add more protection to the Fukushimas. Nah, the underwater torps aren't going to be added. Oh, we could go full range. 29? Yeah. I can pull out 29 knots. The Fukushimas are, well, ready for continued service, which yeah, I think Alpharus is gonna like what I've done with them. Like, I kept the general thing the same, I just added a couple 7.9s and upgraded the torpedoes and other internals. And then there are these destroyers as well, which they need a bit of work done, especially with the forwardmost torpedo tube, as that was what the biggest thing I was noticing with their capability, is that we had the forward torpedo tubes not rotate, which I didn't notice when I was making the design. Which we've now fixed that issue, which is good. So now oil-driven boats No way am I fitting a small barbette in place, it seems. So we're now running a full triple bank instead of the original set of torpedoes that was on the ship. Put the upgrades, and now we put in the last bit of the refilled, which is the extra speed, which then makes these destroyers a little more capable. Although I probably do need to start working on destroyers that are faster, because these things go 30. Ibuki is the same speed as Ibuki and the Fujais, so... And then if I remember correctly, the newer destroyers go 32, so... Yeah, these destroyers I'm rebuilding are probably going to be best kept with the slow fleet. And then I'm going to send Fukushima in first of the Fukushima lot. I can actually fit a second Fukushima in, so I'm going to send Fukushima and Suzuya in first. Then they'll get their refit. Then... Or, well, the Issei's will be done. Then everyone else will go get their refit. Simple as that, really. Charlie! That was just a car honking. You don't need to... Idiot car drivers. Now, I probably do want to update the slow fleet, because we still have Zuokaku and Sagami in service. Which, for those of you unaware, Zuokaku, Shokaku and Sagami are the first, are the earliest pre-Dreadnought battleships that were seagoing, and our oldest capital ships to survive the massive war we had. And we have Hiryu, which is also a pre-Dreadnought. So we are a little outdated with 3 of our 8 battleships. 3 of our 8 battleships, and we have Ushakov, Carolina, that's another 2. Then we got the 3 home-built Dreadnoughts. which I don't think. I definitely want to replace the pre-Dreadnoughts. And I probably will get on with it once I've got a couple of refits done. Like, we got the destroyers just come out now, which is good. Then my plan is to see what we could do for battleships, I guess. Okay, so what's our worldwide relation like? Okay. So it's just like 3 major nations that are dislikeful of us and we are dislikeful of them. Makes sense. We're still technologically very behind and still don't really know what much I can do to change it. Because bear in mind, we've been budgetarily crippled this entire campaign because of the war. Because of the war, it stopped us being able to up our GDP in peacetime, which is a usual way to get your budget up. Like, also as well, winning a quick war would also boost your budget up, but that'd be an interesting one to watch. Cutscenes you must never skip. But that's for later. Secondary triple turrets on capital ships. You have the Nishan that needs a refit. I think the Nishan can hold out for a little longer. Let's move on to September, get the other Fukushimas out. I just did an offer I didn't want to do. Because I was too busy just left clicking. Boiler efficiency upgrade. Okay, I guess. Geared steam, that's gonna be good. Oh yeah, that's just Get rid of an armored cruiser hull. It's given us a dreadnought we already have, so there's a triple bottom. Mark 216s. But I'm gonna go and see about what I could do to replace the pre-dreads within the slow battle fleet. So there's this thing which can go 23.5 knots at this current beam. Could probably push up 25 with the minimum beam. So with two tower choices, the basic small one like that, and the bigger one. I think we all know which wins out in this situation. It's the bigger one. Okay, so that's our towers. Now, gun-wise, our last capital ship, Ibuki, uses 36. Ushakov uses 36. The Vijayas use 36, so probably I'm gonna go the 36. Do I do the 36 triples like on the other ships? Even just in twin state, it looks too big for that barbette. So it's like, or do I just screw subtlety now? Go 15s. But here's the problem though. If I use this one, that barbette is too small. So I'm gonna go to the... And then Dreadnought 3, I'm essentially making my battle cruisers all over again. I hate to do this. Somewhat hate to do this because it's like... God. I was like teasing you all with like a new ship, and then it's like, oh, but no, we're not actually doing it. Do we? Do we do a new ship? That's again too big though. For the looks of it, it's like too big. No, we're not gonna do a new capital ship with those, with that setup. So we're still gonna be relying on battle cruisers. Battle cruisers and the faster elements of, and the faster element of the fleet, and we're going to be relying on that and old iron. Yeah, we're going to be relying on a lot of older iron, like like the Shokakus. Like, the Shokakus in that are being kept around in an environment where they are very rapidly being outclassed for. Well, seeing as we're not building new, let's refit old, because that still needs to be done. Still needs to be done, and so will be done. The Nishan needs a full-blown upgrade. Do you mind not farting in here, boy? Why does the dog's fart smell so horrible? Oh. I guess we're stuck with the giant models again. But you're almost the size as one of the larger turrets. No, ballistic 2. Ballistic 2 and ballistic. Your shell size goes down to standards. You're running 11 centimeters there. We'll bring you up to 6 inch. And your deck is coming up to 11. Like, we're implementing the fixes. The fixes we found worked with the fast fleet into the slow fleet. That would help if you had bloody armor on your casements as well. The 3% weight as well can go into range. Those casements come out and get plated over. But that would be the way it runs, is that they get plated over and stuff. Okay. So once Nishan's done, it's the Shokakus, which a lot of people probably didn't expect the Shokakus to be put on the list of to be rebuilt in the late 1910s. Hell, not only to be rebuilt, but to be rebuilt for frontline service in the 1910s. Yeah, she's more like a coastal artillery battery. A moving floating artillery battery by this point, but... Or, sorry, should have more use being that by this point, but... The needs must. And, the Shokaku is, for all intents and purposes, a need. Because essentially we can't easily build a replacement that'll fit within our doctrine, because the replacements can't go as fast as the fast fleet, nor can it go like 26, 27 knots, which is probably the slowest I would allow a new capital ship to be. And so we're stuck having to wait for a new battlecruiser hull to come out. Simple as that. Look at everyone else's GDP, well, almost everyone else's GDP, sorry, taking off when ours is down at the miserable near bottom. There we go. Right. I'm going to see which one of our old allies is the easiest one for us to go to war with. Or seemingly the easiest one to go to war with in terms of, like, fleet and stuff. I think it's the Spanish. Like, that's my honest thoughts. I think it's the Spanish. Because... yeah. It's probably like historical bias and sort of stuff, but I think yeah, maybe the Spanish would be the one to poke the stick of war to. So Spain, yeah, you'll probably be easy to stick the poke of war at. America, shockingly as well, it would be easy on that front. Greece, we don't really have anything we want off them, and the Germans, they're like the endgame boss, so I'm gonna openly try and go to war with Spain. If anyone else comes in, then oh well, but the Spanish have Guam, Saipan, and the Philippines, which I want it, I'll take it. But then we do also have to concernedly remember the Germans exist. And we've had our fair share of dealings with the Germans, putting it lightly. And we would have to be quick on the dice with taking their Chinese provinces like Tsingtao, Northeast China, and Weihai Wei. We would need to be quick, fast, and precise with taking them. But then Germany as well, they have a large fleet to boost. Like, they can muster up the forces to counterattack. Whereas the Spanish can't really do that. Nor could the Greeks easily do that. In their current states, anyway. Alright, we're getting good steam in 2 turns, which is good. 17 Mark 1 in 18 turns. Mark 2 4 inches soon. 2 inches soon, sorry. Not 4 inch. You're going after Mongolia. Okay. Guess the only one to complain and try and stop you will be Britain. They don't seem to be, so. Oh, I've also thought about it recently, and I think I might get the Oblivion remaster. Like, that's just a thought of mine. I might get the Oblivion remaster because it looks looks interesting, really. That's all I want to say. How much? 7 months and then Ibuki is out. Then once Ibuki's out, Ibuki takes up the flagship role. And we are, well, going to be left scrambling for what our next project's going to be. Oh, fuck. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. Went from really hot and sweaty earlier because I freaking left the house to now getting cold and freezing again. Full context with that statement, viewers. We here in the UK are warming up, for once. I think it's something like 20-something degrees today, and it's going to be an even more thing. I protest. Spain, we hate you. Okay, that's light cruiser stuff. That's stereo free on the way. So we're just blitzing through the turns now until something interesting happens. So if you want to go get yourself preferably tea, or coffee or hot chocolate or whatever. We shall not interfere with justice. For justice cannot be interfered with. Increase the tension. Please be battle cruisers. Yes. 2 turns and new battle cruiser stuff, which we won't be able to implement for 5 turns anyway, because and so I'm gonna leave it for 5 turns instead, because it's gonna be 5 turns when Ibuki comes out. I want Ibuki out before I do the next battle cruiser, if that makes any sense. What's Charlie barking at now? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Charlie! Seems every stream I have to go shout at the dog. So, there we go. I disagree with the statement you made. But I agree with any statement that means that the Spanish are seen as public enemy numero 1. Because they are public enemy numero 1. So yeah, we're closing in now on Ibuki being done. She's going to be out of Shanghai. Out of Shanghai with the other Fast Fleet members. No. Right. Spain. Spain, you're a pain. Right. I'm gonna go watch a short quickly. So. Time of a YouTube short still not done. Wait, Spain and Portugal had a power cut? Oh well. Oh, there we go. Loading screen's done. Better torpedo launching equipment, which is good. Okay. Yeah, just gotta wait. Oi! Jack! Charlie! Oi! Okay. We're behind instead of very behind now, which is good. Buki's out a month quicker than we thought she would be. And Ibuki will bring us up to 7 battle cruisers. Oh, game on, Spain. I have the naval prestige to spend. So we are now going to be building a new battle cruiser. This thing is going to be a big one. Maybe that for future refair or something. You there. Right up close to the fort tower. You. Seriously not put you right up close. That's about as close as we're getting there. So that's our superstructure. It's about as compact as the main superstructure is ever going to get on this ship. So it's very much 2 lines I could go down. It's the 15 or the 16 inch. I'm going to go down the 15-inch line of the 15-inch School of Thought for now, and then we'll go from there. Really? Or at least going from there is the plan. Yeah, I want you about there. Yeah, the breakwater for that gun be there, I guess. No. Want the breakwater about there, so that means that a turret goes about there. Yeah, the breakwater just before this casement mount here. Or what would be a casement mount, but I don't think I'm going to have as a casement mount, sorry. You there, you there, you there. I'm going a Margi layout here. So not exactly Q, but like but still only a broadsiding turret. Again, it's just again showing my dislike of XYZ if I can't have ABC. Now, this thing's optimum is 30 knots again, so... Thinking, do I compact down the superstructure more? Yes. Yes, compact it down more. For reasons that will become apparent. That's about as far though as it can go without it looking weird because of the thing, so I'm not going to be able to... Yeah, if I stern set that, actually, can then fit the other triple 8-inch up there. Yeah, the full set of triple 8s there. And yeah, the turret definitely doesn't fit back there. Would 236cm turrets fit up there? If yes, answer is no. Because I was thinking, yeah, of the 8s like that, but nah. Now what's going on to make it not work? There we go. I think I'm going to keep the forward superimposing set of secondaries. Just they're going to be of the ridiculously big 155s. 15.5, sorry. No, actually those are too ridiculous. Yeah, I'm going a little mix of the other two. Mix of the only casements on um, Ibuki and Fujai. With that, yes, we're still running only casements, but we have some other for whatever value you could call them secondaries just in place in case. But again, this particular ship is going to be mostly reliant on her main guns to get the job done before anything bad could come along. And kill it. Or at least that's the hopeful plan. That's the hopeful plan, that something will come along, that the main guns will kill anything that comes along before the thing that comes along kills it. Ah, my turret thing is, my armor collar slider is set properly, that's good. Okay, so we're not even going to be armored from our caliber at a distance, which is bad, but oh man, I put on the wrong gun there. Put 36cm instead of the 15-inch guns. That would have been a hilarious little mistake of this class. Standard ratio is good. Yeah, getting rid of the 3 sets of ones there is again gonna work. Now this thing needs a name. Now this thing is gonna get an unusual... This thing is gonna get an unusual name for a Japanese ship. Well, for a ship in general, actually, but it's gonna get this name anyway. This is the battlecruiser Marillion. And the Marillion we're going to have two Marillion class cruisers, Marillion and Akagi. And those are going to give us the next evolution of the fast fleet. Of the fast fleet. Oh, the battleships. Okay. Interesting indeed. Yep. 5 large. My insults were ignored again. Ah. Insult. I'll send the fast fleet if I have to. You know, I'm gonna move the fast fleet. To the closest quote-unquote large... Nah, I can't afford that. Jack is usually not like this. He's only been like this since the grandparents' dog's been here, so it's all Charlie's fault. Okay. Pickrick free. Relations with Spain have gone down, which is good. Take that, Spain. Yeah, the fleet's unlimited. Well, I guess we don't need them anymore, so giving cash injection in 3, 2. There go the torpedo boats. Cash injection. Was it enough? Okay. Will that do? Okay, even when I turn it into a battle cruiser, which is something I like, Marillion is still a problem for me. I will context that statement. I last night decided I would try and learn Marillion's most popular song, as Marillion is a band here in the UK, and it's a song called Kaylee, and let's just say trying to learn it has not gone really well. Ah. 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 No, I can't even. I still can't get it. But, yeah. It's been torture trying to learn that song. You know what? I'm actually going to end the stream here today. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you again. Silent subs go on silent.